Hi great people, you are welcome back to Secret Fashioners channel. My name is Fola. We appreciate as many that has been subscribing to this channel, and if you are yet to do so, do well to do that today. Today we'll be learning how to make one stylish drape, and the draping is actually concentrate in the hip region and the shoulder region of the dress. And I've come with this front part of our dress to demonstrate this drape for you. So after attaching the drape to this front part, thereafter we will attach the back of it to it. So let's get started. I'll be making use of this spandex material. You can as well call it lycra, but it's shining lycra. You can use it to make this drape, and I'll be making use of like 2 yards of it to make both the hip region and the shoulder region. So firstly, we are going to take care of the hip part of our drape. So, and to achieve that, all you need to do is to measure your half length. Measure it across to your hip region. So your hip region stops somewhere here. Your hip region is actually from waist is 8 inches to this 10 inches, but just step down a bit to like 12 inches. So that 12 inches multiplies by 3. It gives you 36 inches. So what you're going to do is to cut out that 36 inches by your hip measurements plus the seam allowance. We are having like 21 inches or thereabouts, let's say 22. So you are going to cut out 22 inches by 36. That is what you are going to cut out of this. So that 36 is what you are going to gather to give you the drape in this region. You can even make it 36 by 24. Just add 2 inches in case as you are gathering it, you tend to lose some measurement. So I will go ahead and cut out 36 by 24 now. So, and you can see that this fabric is stretched. It's actually stretched both sides. So for this project, you need stretchy fabric for it. So now I've gone ahead to cut out the fabric for the drape, and I later multiply this hip part, the 12 inches. I later multiply it by 4. So you are good to multiply it by 4 or as much as you want, but the least you can multiply it is by 3, so that the gather will be fuller in that part. So now I end up cut out 24 inches by 48 inches. If you multiply 12 by 4, it gives you 48. And note that this dress is actually for a client, so she prefer using the Ankara African print for the dress parts. So we are only using this for the drape part. You are good to use this fabric for both dress and the drape part as it is in the thumbnail. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to take this one. I take it to the machine. I will go and gather it by that 48 inches side. I will gather it both sides, and when I'm gathering it, I will ensure that I'm moving inward, because we are considering the waist part. Waist region is not as much as the hip part. We use hip part to consider the cutting out to give us this 22 to 24 inches, but the waist part is like 16 inches. So when we want to gather, we ensure that we step inward at this region. So we stitch it. When I stitch it, I will come and show you the way I stitch it before we now gather this the ruffles. I've gone ahead to stitch the area we need to stitch. The first thing I did is that I first of all folded the down part and the upper part. I folded it here. It is folded here as well. So I now stitch this side. So what I did is that I measure what we are having here. We have like 16 inches in our waist region here. So I have to get it at this center. So all you need to do is just to get the center of this 24 inches that you have cut out. get the center, then measure like 7.5 to this side, 7.5 to this side, because it's 16. Then that is the point you will now stitch it down. So as you are getting downward, you'll be moving. So by the time I get to the down part, I made use of like 3 inches. So that will fall around the hip region. So the next thing I will do now is just to gather it. And on the fabric, I've measured that 12 inches that we measure from the waist down here. I mark it. So that is where our ruffle will stop, the drape, from the waist to this point. So as we are gathering it now, what we are trying to achieve is 12 inches. So you gather it this way. As you are gathering it, your intention is to arrive at 12 inches. So this is it. We arrange it, measure what you have. If you have not gotten your 12 inches, you loosen it a bit. Yes, I have my 12 inches now. So I do this side, I repeat the same thing this side before we now place it on our dress. You measure this one as well to get your 12 inches. Then you now place it this way. This is the waist region. You arrange it very well. After arranging it this way, you pin it down to your dress from the waist region to this 12 inches down here. Ensure it is well arranged. So the next thing is for me to pin it down. Then I will go and I will take it to the machine to stitch it down to the dress. So before I now trim it out to be aligned with this dress. Here we have. You just turn it to this side. This is it. Then you stitch it down this way. Stitch it down this way. Then the remaining will be, trim off. Let me go and do that. Now we have gone ahead to stitch it down. You can see it. This is where it is being stitched down with the dress at the back. So the next thing we want to do, then we remove the pin. I've already removed the pin of this side. We remove the pin. So after removing the pin, we just trim away the excess now. Trim away the excess following the shape of your dress. Now this is my 20 by 40 that I want to use for the shoulder region. So the first thing I did is to fold it here with half an inch by the 40 inches side. I folded it with half an inch here, stitch it. I do the same thing the other side. Then I now stitch it for the ones to be gathered, to gather the ruffle. So the next thing for me to do now is to gather the ruffle. So, and as I'm gathering this ruffle, what I'm trying to achieve is what we are having here. We have 4.5 here. So I'm trying to achieve 3.5 because half an inch will be used to join the sleeve here, and half an inch or quarter of an inch will be used to join the lining and the fabric together at the neckline region. As I gather the ruffle, what I'm trying to achieve is a 3.5. Let me measure it here so it will be obvious. So I have 4. Let me just gather it the more. So I have 3.5 now. So let me just use pin to pin down this ruffle at the neckline region, just this way, leaving like a quarter of an inch at the neckline region here. So having done this, the next thing I will do is to just pick this my drape, let it pass through under the previous one, just the way you see me doing. Then you bring it to the other shoulder, just this way. You can see that our drape is already forming. So all you need to do is to, gather the ruffle here again, but the rest will be done on the body form, so as for it to be able to be fastened in this waist region. So by the time it gets to the body form, it will give more statements. So you can see where I stitch what to ruffle. Yeah, I leave out of that our 40 inches, I come to like 5 inches here to stitch here that which I'm going to gather. So I'll go ahead and gather this. The rest of the project will be done on the body form. So let's go there. Now here we have with our body form. So the next thing we want to do is to bring this drape now to this side of the shoulder. So, and to achieve that, all you need to do is to fasten it on this very one and bring it up this way. You can see that's why you have to use a very stretchy material. So you bring it to the shoulder here. Then we pin it down. So I will end up cutting away this excess. So I will just, after removing it from this body form, I'll just go ahead and stitch it down on the shoulder. I'll stitch it down. Thereafter, I join the back of this dress to the front, and our beautiful draped dress is ready. You can see how beautiful it looks. So just arrange it very well to give you your desired outlook.